It's true. I worked on that thing for 4.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, 4.5. Is Mike Nankin here with us? I can't see him.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm here behind the glow. Can you see me?
No, we can't see you. Man. Jesus Christ.
I love it. Right before we went on the air, I got to tell everybody the story. Right before we went on the air, Mike comes on, and Johnny yells at him because he's silhouetted against the window. And apparently Johnny has bad eyesight and can't see anything.
No, I don't think so. I think, again, Mike is in witness protection and doesn't want people to actually see him. And as opposed to having the Klieg lights behind him or broadcasting in front of a semi that has its, high beams on. Jesus Christ.
I even turned some of the lights down for you, Johnny. Look, see?
You have no camera sense, my friend. I love you.
You just want me to sit in the dark. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, if you want me to sit in the dark, there's a charge of $9.99 a minute for that call.
No, I'm just saying. And I'm sure once it's twilight, the platters, we're waiting for twilight time. Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Yeah, I see.
Mario, I was in the intro, but you can barely see me because I'm like this big. You see, I have friends who are artists who could draw another picture. But no, instead they take the one little panel of a comic I've been in and then take the little tiny picture. That's really, my son is in that picture, that panel. He's like this big, and I'm next to him like, Jack. That's my dear friend. That's what he does.
We would draw you, but we can't see you. Nobody can see you.
It's getting it's I guess because you turned that light on, it's a little bit better now. But again, if there are any vampires watching, we apologize because you're about to turn to dust. Because Mike Nagin Van Helsing is, ready with a cross and sunlight to kill you. That's all. But it's fine. Exactly. Exactly. It's not much of a difference, sir. Jesus. Oh, my God. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Stop it. Exactly, Mario. Yes, there are 4 lights. Like that Next Generation episode where they're torturing Picard, the Cardassians. Come on, human. David Warner, the great David Warner.
Jalad and who?
Tanagra. I hate that. Tanagra. Honestly, I am the one Star Trek fan that hates Darmok and Jalaj Tanagra.
I hate Darmok too.
See, that's why I love you, Mike. Attaboy. Jason Inman, he's, oh my God, it makes me cry every time I see it. I'm like, then you got an issue.
Just so annoying.
Well, it doesn't make sense because they're still speaking different languages. Metaphor. That's what we need to communicate. Metaphor. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Even though I'm not proud to say I owned a Darmok action figure. Because I collected all of those Star Trek toys, those Playmate Star Trek toys. And I own them. Too. Yeah,
I understand.
And I still have them up in my mother's attic, and I'm thinking of the way that I should throw them on a bonfire and just burn them, and like Darth Vader at the end of Jedi.
Get them, do a flea market thing or whatever.
They're worthless, Johnny.
Are they?
Yeah. All right. Like 75 cents, $1 each. Worthless.
I understand. Paul Winfield, he's better as Captain Terrell when he's got the slug in his brain.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sure. Hey, Scoot, here's an idea. Instead of chiming in, why don't you get on camera?
I was about to say, why are you there?
He probably doesn't have his C-3PO mask on yet.
Exactly. Oh dear, I'm not ready to broadcast yet, but I think I will comment on the show. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a little better. Don't kid yourself.
No, he put up a quarantine guy quote today that made me laugh, and I can't remember it. I wanna. Okay, we don't need to know this information, Scoot.
Exactly. TMI, son.
Yeah.
That's great.
I learned some other things in the last couple of days that I don't want to talk about live that have scarred me. It's about Johnny, so I'm not gonna
Yeah, I know.
And now I have to wait until this is all over to find out what you're talking about.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not even going to tell you then. So there. How about that?
There you go. I'll tell you sometime, Mike.
Wow.
I'll tell you when the sun goes down, Mike. Dr. Van Helsing.
You have a bright light behind you over your head. It looks like a sun.
Yeah, you'll notice it's small, and the rest of it. I stand by the way my picture looks. I'm very. My features are not washed out. It's getting better, but it also you do have the intense bright light right behind you. But that's fine. Once again,
let's go back to talking about the intro. Let's talk about how little my face is on the intro. Let's talk about that.
Look, if you wanted your icon bigger on the intro, it would have taken me like 7 hours to do that intro. As it is, it took me like 4 hours to do that intro.
Just draw another picture of me. Or put me in another comic large.
That would take a longer time, and I'm going to bring in someone else that's going to be on my side of this argument, okay?
Skoke.
Look how Skoke, see, you can tell Skoke's there. He's got a light, but it's not that shining in her eyes.
Skoke, can you do me a favor? Can you move your whole setup in front of a window, an open window? Can you do that for me, please?
It's cloudy in Chicago. We won't have the issue that New York has right now.
Yeah, it's getting dark over here.
Getting dark where? In Chicago? Now we're ahead of you guys in New York. How's that possible?
It's I think it's the rain. I think it's the impending storm that's brewing.
Was it? No, you're not in a garden apartment, are you, Mike?
No, I'm on the second floor.
Oh, good for you. See, I'm in a
Your
garden
name
apartment.
Luca?
That's right. My name is Skokie. I live on the second floor. Sure.
No, what's a garden apartment? Is that something that Poison Ivy would have?
It's a nice way of saying you live in the basement. Yeah. Oh, I like the Native American Sign Language there for garden.
Did you know that piano means wind over water? Did you know that?
That's what I'm trying to think of a good Native American name, like Dances with Wolves, like only sells wholesale. The realtor.
Is that what that means? A garden apartment is like a grave?
It's below ground level.
Yeah.
Why is that a garden apartment? Why don't they just say it's underground or a basement?
I thought it was because it was even with the garden.
Yeah, or you had a garden view.
I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
But regardless, again,
we've lost 16 viewers at this point.
Exactly. Everyone's checked out because again, they're vampires and
they can't
afraid of the sunlight. It's like Angel. It's like Angel. So
Let's
Sunday night, I got a story. Shush! I got a story. We're talking about why it's cloudy right now and it's raining. Shut up.
I got a question.
So Sunday night, it's raining for over 25 hours in Chicago, and I'm in the middle of an interview with Alex DeCampi, and who has a great new Kickstarter, and also she's got a new book on Panel Syndicate, and I'm halfway through the conversation.
Now, when is this? The other night, you said?
Yeah, Sunday night, and all of a sudden, I hear running water, and I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" Because I am in the garden apartment. And
you're in the garden apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
So and we've had really bad rain issues and stuff. So anyway, I hear this running water, and I'm like, Alex, I got to hang on for a second because I'm afraid it might be flooding in my place. Before where it's flooded, it's been by my laundry equipment, washer dryer, and it was fine. So then I'm like, all right, but I still hear running water, and I check the bathroom, and my tub from the drain and from the what's it called, the like safety valve or whatever, it's under the faucet.
The faucet.
The overflow. It's called the overflow. I learned all this from the plumbers. It is spewing water like a fire hydrant, and my tub is filling in seconds. Ooh. So I rushed back to Alex. I'm really sorry. I got to go. My apartment's about to flood. Okay, no problems. Take it easy. And I'm like, all right, what do I do? Can't find my buckets because my sister came and cleaned my apartment. I have no idea where my buckets are. They aren't where they normally were. But I've got my 5-gallon garbage can, which is better because it's bigger.
Don't you keep a bucket by your bedside? You know.
Yeah, because I'm always ready to yak. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about peeing.
That too.
Okay.
So no, I can make it to the bathroom. I'm not an old man. If I gotta pee, but anyway,
I keep one by the bed.
So I start
as a nightstand.
bailing. Still telling the story. I am bailing the from the bathtub, and I'm like, all right, I'm throwing it out in the toilet, and it's working. So I'm like, okay, great. But I had to do it like constantly for over a half hour. Great workout because it was like heave ho, man ho, or whatever. And luckily,
Hey, don't call Skoka man ho.
Other than a little bit of splashing on the bathroom floor from bathtub to toilet, I averted. It would have. It's ironic. I would have been working at BBM doing traffic, I'm sure. So I would have come home to an entire apartment, every room filled with water, at the rate that it was flowing and stuff. And so after about over a half hour, it finally stopped coming out of the tub, and the water started draining again, so I could relax. But my poor neighbor next door, she got it in every room and just was beside herself with tears.
Now, is this because it was raining so much, or you have a large fellow living upstairs or something? What's happening there?
Yeah, both. It's because we've had really bad rain, and it rained for over 24 hours. But again, I was telling the story, and you were, of course, scratching yourself instead. And Mike was killing vampires with his.
I wasn't scratching myself. It was just not listening to you.
I was actually laughing because you said she got it in every room.
Literally, she did get it in every room. That's what he said. Exactly. I did it.
I think our regular viewer Mario Tiambang has a new drawing to do now.
Oh, sure he does. Exactly. And I'm sure I'll be in the Wonder Woman outfit as I'm bailing from my bathtub to my toilet. And the one glove that's floating on the refuse. It was disgusting, man, and it was definitely sewer water. It was gross. So
was it dark?
Out of my bathtub. Yeah. Oh God, it
dark water.
Jet black. And then of course when it drained, there was disgusting sewer sludge.
How do you know? How do you know it wasn't some of the garden coming in?
So anyway, the neighbor, it reeked, and it smells so bad. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm really sorry.
It sounds very poltergeist.
It was. Seriously, it was really scary. It really was. Seriously, I was very lucky. So no, but it was fine. But then we had the plumbers come out and, hey, we got to put a stake down there with a light and everything. And it was the SS Yoko. I felt like Gilligan or the skipper. Bailey.
Was Tommy Lee Jones the plumber?
I'll tell you what, Slick. You're going to have to put a camera down there, see if there's something wrong, cracks in your foundation or something. Could be a big, expensive thing, Slick.
Maybe it's a monster. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
I'll tell you, Richard. You almost had your tub overflow, Slick. So there you go. So that was my accident. Now my story's done. Please continue with your bullshit, by all means.
The language.
Please.
The language.
I was just going to ask Coke how my DJ Jazzy Jeff air freshener is. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
Hey, you were going to interrupt this story because of that? That's what you were going to interrupt?
That was before he started his story. I wasn't interrupting. I was prefacing his story. You see, there's a big difference.
It's in the mail. It must just be taking a long time to get there because, everything's slow now. So it just must be taking a really long time.
I'm waiting.
I don't believe him.
When we privatize the post office, it's going to get a lot better. That's all I can say.
Of course.
He wants to do that. He wants to get rid of the post office because of Amazon.
Isn't that just called UPS?
No, that's
not funny.
The thing, John Oliver did a really good story about how ridiculous that would be to get rid of the post office, because I had no idea there are people that live at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and the post office has to go there because they're U.S. citizens, so they have.
Can you imagine what happens when their garden apartment floods?
Not a good time. Can you imagine living down there? Exactly. I wonder what kind of sewage system they have down there to prevent any water damage.
They got to get some red soil or donkey poop or something down there, right?
You got a really big drain.
At the bottom of the canyon.
At the bottom of the canyon.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
If you're in Australia, it goes the other way.
Does it?
In Russia, flood come after you.
What's he doing now, Yakov?
A couple years ago, he's done in Branson. And actually, I like him as a guy when he's not in full character. He's a smart guy, and he even makes fun of his own audience. And he's like, yeah, I'm in Branson, Missouri, and in Branson, they think the Soviet Union still exists and that Reagan is president. He goes, I'm telling 1985 jokes, and they're laughing. So I like Yakov.
He's still kicking around.
Yeah, Branson is like clean Vegas. You know all that, Scope.
Is that
I've never been there.
Is that
where, though?
Gambling town?
I don't think they have casinos, but they have like all the entertainment side of Vegas and stuff. And Andy Williams was down there for decades, and Tony Orlando.
Really?
Yeah, all the has-been entertainers. That's where they go. Branson. I wonder who is down there right now. We should look that up.
I met Tony Orlando once. He was very mean to me.
Really? I have great stories about Tony Orlando. Tell me your mean story about Tony Orlando.
He wasn't very mean to me. I'm over-exaggerating.
But he was not.
I was at a show. He was at a convention.
Were you backlit?
I was backlit. Exactly. I was blinding the poor man. I walk around with those lights, just like this.
Yeah.
My headlights were on.
So what did you do to poor Tony Orlando?
I was at this show. It's a little show they have here in New Jersey called Chilla Theater. It has, old celebrities and such.
Did you just say, hold on, did you just say it's a little show they have here in New Jersey, as in where you live?
No, meaning like right next door to me, New Jersey.
Okay, all right.
Like here in the tri-state area in New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
So, but not here where I live, because I live in New York City.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Say it, Franco. Say it. So anyhow, I'm at this show. I'm in the lobby. I'm just kind of standing around. I forgot who I was talking to. And Tony Orlando kind of walks by. And I'm like, and I see him and I get like excited. Like I'm just like, oh my God, Tony Orlando. And he just kind of stops and he's like, yeah, really? And he just keeps going. And I was like, what did I do to offend Tony Orlando? All I said was, I was excited to see him, and he didn't seem to appreciate it. So
you acknowledge his presence. Maybe it's that. Maybe in New York he finds that annoying because he was in Chicago and he was playing at one of the local casinos here. And we had him in studio at the Score, the sports station I work at, and he was great. And of course, our hosts loved him, and were older than our generation, and really were record buying fans of his, and Knock 3 Times, Candida, Tie a Yellow Ribbon, and the like. And but also he was telling great stories about being really good friends with Freddie Prinze Sr. And and Tony was like
good.
Yes. And Tony was like 10 or 15 years older than Freddie. And Freddie Prinze, people know the name obviously because of FPJ, of course. And know maybe the reputation. But also he that's a great Simpsons joke, Kevin. You're right. It's not Branson, Missouri. It's Brownson, Missouri.
Charles Brunson.
But he was telling stories about Freddie, and Freddie hit big when he was a teenager. He hosted the Tonight Show when he was a teenager. That's how hot Freddie Prinze was with Chico and the Man, and his stand-up. He was really, really big. And and Orlando was telling, because they had Freddie Prinze host the Tonight Show. And they wanted to protect him and have a good show, but they also said, "Hey, if you've got any friends that want to be on the show, it's fine." So he's like, "Hey, my buddy Tony Orlando would be on." Oh, that's great. And they got him Bob Hope, and Bob Hope did not only sat down, but hung out and everything. And they're like, "Hey, we're ready with a monologue." And Freddie's like, "I don't need a monologue. I got my own jokes. I'll be fine." And he killed his monologue. And Hope and Orlando was saying he and Hope were sitting on on the couch and everything, and during a commercial. And Bob Hope's like, "How old is that kid?" And he's like, "He's 19. He's like, "My God, that kid's a pro. My God, that young." And was just blown away. Well, we had a very extensive record library at the rock station, the sister station of the sports station. And not only the rock format, but we had classical music, we had jazz, and we had a lot of comedy as well. And I knew we had the Freddie Prinze, Looking Good, ironically, comedy album that he made, recorded in Chicago at Mr. Kelly's. So I grabbed it and I wanted to bring it to show to Orlando, and we did. And he's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen this album in over 20 years," because it was the 90s when I showed him. And he's like, "Can I keep this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's not mine to give, but hang on a second." So I went to the program director of the rock station. I'm like, "Hey, Tony Orlando is just like dying to have this album." I'm like, "Can we give it to him?" And he's like, yeah, it's fine.
No, fuck you. Tie 2 ribbons. No. That's what I would have done.
Yes. Norm Weiner apparently was Asian and suddenly became Asian for the story. And then Broken English said, "No, F you." So we gave it to him, and I had bought a Tony Orlando and Dawn Greatest Hits CD to have him sign, and I didn't know this. He's half Puerto Rican and half Greek. Tony Orlando. I had no idea. So he signed my CD to John, my Greek brother. I can't thank you enough. You gave me a lovely thing. And the other crazy thing is, he was in town. He's like, you know what? I want to see the Cubs play. And we're like, see the Cubs play? We're like, dude, by then, the tradition, Skoke knows, Harry Carey would sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But after Harry died, they would have celebrities do it. And we're like, go to the Cub game. You got to sing the national anthem that day. And he's like, can you make that happen? And we're like, pfft. We get on the phone. We call John McDonough, who was the marketing guy for the Cubs. And Skoke, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at you.
Oh.
I'm listening. What? I'm listening to your story.
All right.
He's looking
so
up
anyway,
at you.
maybe he's got cameras on the other angle. I don't know. I'm gonna do the show like this as well. So
I'm trying to share this, and I can't share it on my page.
I figure the apartment must be rocking next door or something.
No, I'm watching you. I'm listening.
All
See?
right.
You look on the screen. I'm looking up at you.
I see. All right. Listening, I really pay attention. Forgive me. I'm like, what the hell is he looking at? So I go. So we call John McDonough, the marketing guy. We're like, who's singing the stars? Take me out of the ball game. He's like, oh, a Boy Scouts troop. We're like, do you want Tony Orlando? He's like, yes. He's like, they'll understand, no problem. And he's like, I can't believe you guys did that. And we're like, it's our town, man. It's not that hard. It's okay. The Cubs like us. It's fine. So
right now, there's a whole bunch of little Boy Scouts in Chicago going, fuck Tony Orlando.
Son of a
that guy.
I hate Tony Orlando. I'm not going to get my singing merit badge now.
There's some 30-year-old dude sitting in his underwear in his trailer, and he's saying, if it wasn't for Tony Orlando, I would have been somebody.
I understand. All right, now I want Skoke to tell a story.
Well, you see, I called into the Gilbert Gottfried podcast once, and I told him he should sing the seventh inning stretch song. He should do it. He had never done it before.
Oh, but, yes.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Take me out to the ball game.
It'll be worse than Roseanne.
It's just a lot of screaming.
I'm sorry.
Yes, screaming. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah. I'm behind on my Gilbert. I like him looking away. I'm behind on my Gilbert watching. Listening. Listening.
It's a good pod.
It's a great pod. I heard Jeffrey Tambor this week from Larry Sanders.
Love Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh, he's awesome.
One of our listeners, Chris Tusheds Erickson, purchased a Gilbert Gottfried mask for himself, and the proceeds go to MedShare, a charity of some sort. I don't know why I'm plugging them. I have nothing to do with them, but
I'm sure they're a fine cause. I like it. That's all right.
I'm
this
sure.
Portion of the podcast brought to you by MedShare.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, speaking of commercials, we'll be right back after this commercial break. There you go.
So that's Blind Wolf Studios, everybody. I like it.
That took him another 4 hours to do.
That one only took me 2. It only took me 2 hours to do.
Seriously, we are so lucky. I don't even want to. Don't reveal the source of where we're getting our jingles from.
No,
because then every podcast is going to start doing them now.
I made that. What are you jingles? Jingles. I'm telling you.
I'm doing radio too. You'll forgive me.
I'm doing things. This is what I do. And that, you know me, I don't half-ass things, Johnny.
No, full ass.
Yeah, I go full ass all the time.
Podcast is brought to you by Ice Mountain, the only thing that Skoke drinks on our show. Good, I made it come through his nose. Good.
My sponsor is GE. We bring good things to light.
Exactly. The estate of Thomas Edison is bringing the Mike Nagin portion of the podcast. Exactly.
I like that I told everybody in my house that I'm going live on the air, so they all scream when they go up and down the stairs at each other. That's fun.
That's all right.
Okay. We're back live.
I really don't mind. Like, Oming was on like a week or so ago, and his cat was walking around in the background and stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't care. It's fine. It's life. It's okay.
He didn't prep the cat. That's very unprofessional.
Exactly.
He didn't prep the cat before
Gotta
going on
strap
the air.
the cat down. I'm on the air.
I prep the cat right before I get on anything.
Last time we potted, I didn't mention this on the air, but my upstairs neighbors were intercoursing.
Ooh. What?
I hope they don't watch the podcast.
That's
Yeah, and
Native American symbol for that. How you doing?
that's it. That's it. And it sounded like it was it took me a while to realize what it was at first. I hear it every now and then. It's like they're hammering nails, for a few seconds, and then it stops.
For 30 seconds.
And at first I heard this a few times, and I'm like, I thought they were hanging pictures. I'm like, God, they have a lot of pictures that are hanging up all over the apartment. Like, what is going on? And then it clicked. I'm like, oh.
Did it dawn on you? Did you finally realize that it's not happening to you so that you didn't know what it was? Is that what the dawning of the
Yeah, it sounds different.
It sounds different when you have a partner.
If you can't be with the one you love the people next door.
I've been doing it for years, and it sounds different than that. That's Skoke's explanation.
Exactly.
Alone in his apartment with his Jeff Goldblum pillow.
It's that Forting's reaction.
It doesn't sound anything. Oh, that's what a partner's for. That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
Exactly. It's that classic Hollywood. I don't understand what they're.
Oh.
It's the full face-o.
Oh, thank you, Deep Red. Thank you. I work really hard on them. I do.
6.5 hours so far.
Yeah. Well, I got one more commercial. So
That's another 3 hours.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Hey, we're back.
7 hours. That was 7 hours.
I like that the Harold's Chicken promo stayed on top of that one for a while. Good.
We got a lot of
we're not
sponsors.
going to do anything from Harold's Chicken unless they pay us, or unless they pay Artie, or unless they give free food or something.
Yeah, free food, exactly.
That's
Free white
gonna
bread with
be
every
the
order.
euphemism now.
Hanging pictures.
Hanging pictures.
Yeah.
He's probably hanging pictures. It's not there.
I like it.
No, he had deadlines and stuff, so he's not going to make it tonight. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Man.
You know it, Wayne. You know it. You know
How are
that.
you, Wayne?
You know it.
Out of his zone. Going to the Senators hockey games. Well, not right now, obviously, but when he would be able to, and rooting for the other team. It's Wayne, everybody. Otto's favorite son.
Do you know Wayne?
Is today's the 40th anniversary of the Empire Striking Back?
Yes.
The Empire Striking Back, yes, indeed.
The greatest Star Wars movie of all time.
True.
See, no, it's the first one. The first one is the greatest Star Wars movie of all time. Empire Strikes Back is the second greatest Star Wars movie of all time.
You do need the first one to make for the second one to make sense. So I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Well, I always say that Star Wars, the original Star Wars, is my favorite. It's my favorite movie of all times.
Really?
Star Wars movie, favorite movie, but Empire is the better movie. We all know that Empire is the better movie.
No,
well, more happens.
I'm going to disagree with you. Let's say that Star Wars was never in the picture, never came out, and they just came out with Empire.
What is going on?
You can't have Superman 2 without Superman 1. I understand.
Well, going back to our
Shut up,
conversation
Mario. Shut up. You're not talking. You're not in this argument.
About the Star Wars, or when we're talking about Snyder movies, and you were saying that you could walk into Batman, Superman, and not have seen the others, and I'm like, no, you can't, because you needed to know, like Zod, the whole Zod plot, and creating a Doomsday and stuff. You really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when he ripped off Zod's neck and shit down his neck. Oh no, sorry.
No,
it's a kid show. I forgot.
That's in the Snyder cut, though. That's.
I'm excited about yeah, but also let's finish and we should talk about the Snyder stuff. There's stuff to talk about, but yeah, as far as Empire goes, that movie, it's a great movie. Although there are its flaws. I mean, it does end on a cliffhanger, and I always hate middle movies.
That makes it so great.
It's pronounced Hifklanger.
All right.
I think Skoke's neighbors are doing a little Hifklanger right now.
Oh, no contest, Kevin. Raiders.
Raiders. Lost Ark is better than Temple of Doom. Come on.
Oh yeah. I like the I think the Raiders opening scene is superior to the Temple of Doom opening scene, but I love the Chinatown or Shanghai opening of Temple of Doom. That to me is even better than the rest of the Temple of Doom movie.
Yes,
I love that.
100% agree.
You know, yeah.
Spielberg likes Temple of Doom better.
Well, that's because he met Capshaw on there. So.
There you go.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
See,
Billy.
See.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
No, but I would argue every time that Star Wars: A New Hope is better than any other Star Wars movie ever.
Sure, I'll go with you on that. It is interesting. Go ahead.
I will not debate it. I agree. I agree to a certain extent. Yes.
The cool thing, another cool thing is because of Empire, the James Bond movie, Never Say Never Again, that they made with Sean Connery, the other producer, the co-writer of Thunderball. There's that whole story about how Thunderball was going to be a Fleming book, or rather a movie.
That's what they used to call me in high school, by the way.
Yes, Thunderball. And
I thought Fleming.
Fleming got these two other guys to help him co-write Thunderball. They pitched it as a movie while the book series was coming, but the book didn't exist. The Thunderball book didn't exist. They all got turned down. So Fleming took their movie treatment and turned it into the novel Thunderball. So then when it was time to make a Thunderball movie, and that was the fourth movie, so they had 3 6, it was after Goldfinger, and the Bond franchise was at a big point. Right. One of the co-writers of the Thunderball movie treatment's like, I am a co-writer and I deserve a cut of that movie. And he took the Broccoli and Saltzman to court. The judge agreed with the guy. Kevin McClory is his name. And it's like, he should be listed as a producer. He is a co-writer of this and even has the right to make his own movie at some point. But he can't use the other elements that have preceded in the other Bond movies. And that's how, literally 15 years or about 17 years later, they came up with Never Say Never Again. But the two selling points of Never Say Never Again were they got Connery back as Bond, and the director of Empire Strikes Back, Irwin Kershner, directed Never Say Never Again. So that was a big deal. That's my story.
I didn't realize that was what had happened, that they wrote, and then he wrote the novel.
Yeah. Well, they co-wrote the movie treatment for Thunderball before it existed as a novel. Then it became the novel.
And that's why there was 2 Bond movies almost like back to back, because it was
same year.
Yep. And what was the one, the Roger Moore one that came out?
Octopussy. Yeah.
I can't believe you said that on the air.
It's a kid show. It's fine.
It's the dirtiest James Bond title. That, or of course, hello, my name is Pussy Galore. Ooh, be choking. That's good stuff, man.
So
she's no longer with us.
If we're going to talk about
Honor Blackman, yeah.
If we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Raiders first, and then we're going to come back to Bond because I want to come back to Bond.
And don't forget, we got to talk about the Snyder Cut stuff.
We got to talk about Snyder Cut too.
And the Snyder Cut.
Say there's stuff to talk about, Francis.
Yeah, I never said we weren't going to have stuff to talk about.
Before we started recording, you're like, we're going to talk about tonight.
Before you start talking, you see the sun setting, Johnny? And
sure. Again,
how nice it is now.
Yeah, thank you, Dracula. I understand, but man, now the vampires can come out.
This whole thing comes out.
That's like Renfield telling Dracula, "See, you could have come out at 5 p.m. It would have been fine. Look at it now. Yes, you idiot, but now it's 7. Blah blah. When you told me this, Holly Goodhead. That's right, and of course, from the Austin Powers movies, a lot of vagina.
I forgot her real name, but I have a picture with her.
Oh, she's lovely.
She was very sweet. I actually only took a picture with her because she was in Babylon 5. She was Lando's girlfriend. One of his
wives. Isn't she one? I was gonna say I thought she was one of his wives. Yeah.
I don't think she was. He actually loved her.
That's right, the mistress. Hello, Fear.
And then spoiler alert. I think somebody killed her to get back at him. Yeah.
Yep.
So if we're on the Bond theme, then who's the best Bond? First of all,
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that we have that out of the way, what are you going to say, Skoke? Are you going to say something else?
No. I was just agreeing as Sean Connery. Oh,
good, because or else this would have happened to you. So
banished to the Phantom Zone.
That would have been fair. That would have been totally acceptable.
Oh man, they're lucky that I'm not in charge because exactly, Dr. Van Helsing with his son in his window would have been banished as well.
Look how pretty it looks now.
Again, that's like saying that was fine at 6 a.m. It's the same sky. I don't see what the problem is. You're not helping. You're not helping. So
you know what it is?
better question. Who's the set?
I was going to say Johnny keeps going on about this because he lives underground.
That's right.
So
I'm one of the mole people.
An apartment
One of the mole people
that's sinking into the ground because you got to bail it out like a Titanic.
in my garden apartment.
All right, so
who's the
Sean
second-
Connery.
Yeah, who's the second best Bond? That's the question.
Well, I don't care about that. We're going
Oh.
best of. So best Bond villain.
Blofeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernst Stavro Blofeld.
Okay, so now this is the hard one then. Best Bond girl. Because we got lots to choose from. You got
Ursula
this one.
Andrews. Yep.
You know,
Yeah, Honor Blackman. You got Ursula Andrews. You got
Maud Adams, right? She was one.
Sure. She
Tanya
was
Diana Rigg.
She was two. Maud Adams actually was two different Bond girls. Who'd you just say? Tanya Roberts.
Diana Rigg. Tanya
Diana
Roberts.
Rigg.
Roberts
Diana
is
Rigg
later.
gets my vote.
Sure.
I think.
Oh, no,
Ursula
that's a good one.
Andrews. Ursula Andrews.
Ursula Andrews, of course. The first.
Halle
one.
Berry.
Terry
Gotta
Hatcher.
tell you, Halle Berry's lovely. I whatever. And Jinx is so cool. Let's make a Jinx series of movies. Yeah, that one really well, didn't it? 21 years ago.
Yeah,
good
didn't
idea.
they call that movie Swordfish? I think.
Well, she wasn't the same character.
Oh, she was topless. That's all I saw in that movie.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember anything else about Swordfish other than that. Really, I'm sorry. What? Yeah, I don't know who is the. I mean, because Diana Rigg's a really good vote.
She was the one that he actually married.
Yes, Tracy Bond. I love at the beginning of For Your Eyes Only, the Roger Moore Bond visits Tracy's grave at the beginning of the movie, and
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, and then they have the big confrontation. He has the big confrontation with a bald guy in a wheelchair who essentially is Blofeld, but they don't call him Blofeld. And he drops him in the smokestack. Mr. Bond.
That's right. Is that the last time we see a Blofeld that's not called Blofeld?
Yeah, and again, I think because I believe Blofeld was created for that Thunderball movie treatment, and even though he was used in the previous movies and stuff, and that's one of the reasons why McClory is like, I should be a co-producer. I created Spectre, I created Blofeld, and that's why all that stuff is in Never Say Never Again. Max von Sydow plays Blofeld in Never Say Never Again.
Who did Telly Savalas play?
That's what I said, Wayne. She played two Bond girls. Wayne is correct. Octopussy and why am I blanking on the other one?
Telly Savalas as an Octopussy?
Maud Adams was two different Bond girls. Who's the other? What's the other one?
Wasn't she Never Say Never? No.
Moonraker.
No.
Moonraker?
No, it's not. I forget her name from Moonraker. Help us out, Wayne, because I know Wayne will know, or people will get on their devices and
Or
look it up
David.
for us.
David will know.
David might. Yeah, Folly might know as well. The movie critic boy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would either say Ursula or I would kind of go with Honor Blackman. I think Pussy Galore was like your classic one. Although I love Danielle Bianchi or whatever her name was from Russia with Love. Yeah, Mariam Diabo, of course. Oh, that's right, Man with the Golden Gun. That's right. She's a henchwoman because also Britt Eklund is the female agent that is with Roger Moore. Hello, vodka martini, shaken not stirred. Yes. Bourbon, neat.
I'm going to share.
on purpose.
I'm going to share a secret with you guys.
Yeah, hit me.
I was a big Bond guy as a kid, but as most things, life usually gets in the way. I have never seen a Daniel Craig Bond.
Wow.
You should. I own them all because I purchased them. They were on sale on Amazon Digital the other day, and I watched them all. They're pretty good.
He's a great Bond.
They're really good if you watch them back to back. Like
it's
well,
kind of
not
one story.
like back to back. It's like but
Yeah, it's
because I saw them when they all came out in theaters and hadn't really. I caught them piecemeal afterwards here and there, But I was on a kick at the beginning of this virus quarantine shutdown that I'm like, oh, I saw the first one. Remember, I think I texted you, Johnny, which one should I watch or something? And then you texted me back the first one, whichever one that was.
Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Casino Royale is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
They're on my list of things to do. It's a very long list, though.
What's the
lame link between Golden Gun? It's the sheriff.
Oh, that's right, Sheriff Pepper.
Yeah. I gotta say.
I tell you, boy, Eva Green is a fantastic Bond girl as Vesper Lynn, and she was great. And my God, there's a good boy. Both Diana Rigg and Eva Green, tragic Bond girls, a great hit you in the gut as far as the stories go. It's fantastic. And honestly, Mike, at the very least, you owe it to yourself to see Casino Royale because that's a great movie. The other ones, they're fun and they're very interesting, but there are flaws in them. Like Quantum of Solace happened during the writer's strike, and I think it's cool because it's the next chapter after Casino Royale and literally picks up the moments after Casino Royale, and he's on his next mission stemming from the events of Casino Royale. But Spectre should have been amazing.
I think he has the guy in his trunk or something like that.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that
I don't want to. Well, again, I was trying not to spoil for Mike, but by all means,
he hasn't seen anything. That's fine.
I won't remember anyway.
Moneypenny.
Bond dies.
But I think Spectre should have been a home run when you have Christoph Waltz playing Blofeld. And honestly, I thought Dave Bautista was the best thing about Spectre. It was, I don't know. I like Skyfall, and a lot of people don't like Skyfall. And I think Skyfall, Javier Bardem is a fantastic Bond villain. I think it's an interesting movie.
I was going to talk about it, but Mike hasn't seen them, so.
Well, I'm keeping it covert, but I'm telling you my opinions exactly.
Wouldn't it have been great?
He'll close his ears. He won't close the drapes, but by all means, he'll close his ears.
There's no drapes to close.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, wouldn't it have been great to get all of the living Bonds together in one movie somehow? Yes.
Well, do you guys remember the cross-gen comic book Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Mm-hmm.
It was clearly a Bond tribute because that was how the Japanese, that was the slang for James Bond, was Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And in fact, it was the alternate theme song to Thunderball that Dionne Warwick sang. Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But anyway,
what about Adele in Skyfall?
Hold on, let me finish this because he had a good point about the crossover Bonds. In Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, they have a Bond-like character, and his name is Charlie, and I forget what his last name was. But essentially, it was different secret agents have the same code name. And you could almost make that argument that James Bond is a code name because it really is kind of an oxymoron where every time Bond, no matter what corner of the world, Mr. Bond, welcome back. It's so good to see you. And it's like world famous secret agent. Help me out with that. How does that work?
Right.
So it kind of works that
it's a world famous secret agent.
Well, they also said that he worked for he was much like Art Vandelay. He's an importer exporter, if you know your Seinfeld. But I think it would have been cool to have like the current Bond in trouble and captured or something, and that M has to get on the phone and say we have to reactivate you, and suddenly you see Connery and Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan suddenly come back to action and get Timothy Dalton as he got older looked more and more like James Bond. When he's in that Looney Tunes movie and he's playing a parody of James Bond, it's like this is like the time of Timothy Dalton's age that he should be James Bond because as he got older, I think he really it was a missed opportunity. And by the way, much like Lazenby, I think Timothy Dalton was the most underserved actor to play James Bond because he was a great James Bond in two very so-so movies, Living Daylights. And
I saw that Lazenby documentary, and it was fascinating.
Yeah,
it was fascinating to me how this guy goes from like a nobody, and well, he was a model. He got into the modeling gig, but he goes from being a nobody to being a fashion model, getting paid all this money, partying, and the only reason he becomes James Bond is because he's got like a huge set of Thunderballs, basically. Nice. And he muscles his way in. It's great.
I agree. It's a fantastic being Bond, right?
Well,
yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone has heard differently, And this is because it's a conversation from a long time ago, but somebody who had read the books once told me that in one of the books they allude to James Bond being a core of people. It's not just everybody is named James Bond. So I don't know if that's actual fact or not, but I thought somebody told me that in the novels they allude to that fact.
Yeah, not in the novels, but in the Casino Royale comedy movie that David Niven made in '67. That movie, James Bond becomes a code name, and Woody Allen is James Bond, and Peter Sellers is James Bond.
Right, that I remember, but that was so.
Yeah, and I actually like the Baccarat scene with Peter Sellers and Orson Welles. It's fun.
That is a fun.
And of course, Ursula Andrews coming back.
Yeah, David Fowley says that it's crazy that some critics have already seen No Time to Die. Yeah, well, because it was supposed to come out already.
Right, it was supposed to come out in May. Yeah,
it was like a week or so away from being released, or 2 weeks when all this craziness hit.
May. No, it was supposed to come out in May.
They had the premiere in China already, I think, or something like that. They had the premiere somewhere else, and they were going to do it in China, and then they canceled it. But it was ready to be released. Yeah.
Well, because I know my buddy Rob Burnett was going to go to London to see the premiere because it's, is it the 25th movie? I think it's the 25th movie. So
and this is his last one, right? Isn't this his last one?
He said that about the one before that.
I think it's time for him. This should be it. And I mean, I think he's great, and if he wanted to keep doing it, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I think they've just like I said, Skyfall got mixed reviews, and I think I know whatchamacall, Spectre. Like I said, Spectre was a massive missed opportunity, and even the way they wrote it, and I don't want to spoil for Mike, I didn't agree with some of their character choices. Okay, yes, thank you. And it is a 25th Bond movie, so pretty amazing, man.
And which installment in the James Bond series was Leonard Part 6?
Now you see.
Obviously, Part 6. It says it in the title.
You're right.
James Bond. You see.
You gotta, now, and again, I understand, and he was a terrible man. But as far as secret agent stuff with Bill Cosby, the guy had 3 seasons of I Spy, and he was excellent. He is excellent in I Spy. And
Robert Culp and him, great show. Great
chemistry. Yes. They are funny. They are legitimately funny, and it was a great action show, and it's one of the best spy shows of the 60s. Absolutely. And it's better. I think it's better than the Eddie Murphy
remake.
Yeah, not that good.
No.
And Owen Wilson. Hey, come on, man.
Wow.
Not good.
Is it Owen Wilson? I forgot about that.
Yeah, Owen Wilson was. It was weird because
he was weird.
Exactly, Gina. In the TV show, Robert Culp's the athlete, and Bill Cosby's his trainer. And in the movie, the Eddie Murphy Bill Cosby character is the athlete, and Owen Wilson is the trainer and stuff. And
you know, I want to watch both.
Not good. Like In-Laws, Albert Brooks and Michael Douglas, not good.
Oh,
yeah, not good.
The In-Laws is such a classic movie.
Which is that I love in Albert Brooks's movie, Looking for Comedy in the Muslim World.
Serpentine.
Well, he's doing a movie pitch to Penny Marshall, and she's like, "What was Albert Brooks in last? Wasn't he in that In-Laws movie remake? Who remakes a classic?" And then Albert Brooks comes in the movie. He's like, "Oh, I loved you in the In-Laws. Really, a lot of people didn't understand it. Thank you. That's very nice." Totally lies to him. It's very.
And what was that from?
Penny. In his movie where he plays himself, it's called Looking for Comedy in the Muslim World.
Okay.
Because then the State Department asks him to go to, I believe, Pakistan, he goes to India, and help relations and help them with comedy and stuff, and like be a goodwill ambassador. That's a weird movie. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's a very funny movie myself. So
you mentioned Penny Marshall, of course, Gary Marshall's sister. Have you guys heard about that Dennis Rodman documentary she was making?
Oh, I don't know if
she was making. Yeah, she was making one before she died. I don't know what happened to it. I was curious to see if anyone out there has heard of this and knows something about it. I wonder. It just seems like a weird pairing, Penny Marshall and Dennis Rodman. But
I think it works. Can't understand either one of them.
Exactly. Remember his bad Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Double Take.
Trouble. Yeah, Double Take, Double Trouble.
Something like that. Yeah.
Harem Scarum. I can't remember.
I never saw it.
Neither did
I did.
I did see JCVD, where Van Damme plays himself. And
is that good?
That was actually pretty good.
It's very good. It's very, very funny, and it's a good action movie. And also, I was bummed. He had an Amazon.
It was supposed to be a series.
Show. What's that?
It was supposed to be a series. It was like one of those things they put up as a pilot, like to see if it'll get picked up as a series. You know,
well, I think
on it and stuff like that.
I think the TV show was inspired after the movie, but yeah, and that TV show is hilarious. Chucky and I saw that.
Chucky,
this is really
Chucky.
Fun. Yeah, I agree. So because in the TV show, Jean-Claude Van Damme is a secret agent, and all the cheeseball movies are a front for him actually being on secret missions and stuff. And Felicia Rashad, speaking of Cosby, is his spy master.
Oh wow,
Dame Judi Dench, yeah.
So, whoever was just mentioning that they were watching the pilot Greatest American Hero before
Mario
the pod. Mario said that. Thank you, Mario. And Robert Culp, very funny in Greatest American Hero.
Hey, Wayne mentions Ghost Dad, and I know we constantly talk about Ghost Dad. And I found this picture on the web during this weekend. I forgot. I just did a search for it because I forgot to save it because I wanted to show you guys. Can I share my screen for a second? See if this works.
If it's about Ghost Dad, absolutely.
Exactly.
I never saw this picture. Can you guys see this?
Hold on.
Oh,
let's see.
Oh boy,
nice. Hilarious.
Have you ever seen this picture? Apparently, there was some kind of baseball game between the Ghost Dad cast and the Harlem Nights cast.
And is that Sidney Poitier in the middle?
That's Sidney Poitier in the middle. Bill, Richard Pryor, Eddie, and Red Fox. And I saw this and I was like, this is the picture that might have ever been taken ever.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd, you see.
I got a great strategy, you see. I'm gonna put a little something in the opposition's drink, you see. During the 7th inning stretch.
So in the world, there is a Ghost Dad t-shirt that we need to get for you.
Yeah.
And the hat.
Wow.
The CD.
And a hat.
I was talking where you weren't able to hear me.
Sidney Poitier used to have his t-shirt with a trunk in the wash, so I didn't keep it. My daughter made it into a rag to clean our cars.
There's
a tragedy.
That merch, Skook,
floating around out there somewhere.
Skak.
Man,
I'm gonna find one of those hats or t-shirts so I could trade you for the Jazzy Jeff
Prince thing. Nice.
That's a fair trade right there. That's a straight up fair trade. I like it.
Yeah.
Boy, the American pickers would be proud of both of you right now.
I'm excited.
I can't believe it. I got my Ghost Dad t-shirt. My buddy's got his Jazzy Jeff thing going. It's amazing.
We should put these two in a van and let them drive around the country looking for stupid shit.
That'd be good.
What are you talking about? I already lived that life.
In the podcast promo, which I'm sure we'll see in our next commercial break, they're poor Skoke and Mike. They're like the Professor and Marianne in the Gilligan's Island theme song.
Does anyone know what this is?
Professor and Marianne.
Your Life?
Do you remember this?
It looks like a Kubert thing.
Oh
Willy
yeah,
Wonka.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that? And you can make things like you make a snake.
Yeah, or a geometric,
Yeah. See,
hey, Mike, if you unfold that all the way, you could probably make a window shade.
True.
True story.
All right, listen. We're gonna go to commercial break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark. All right.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for the support of the Oh Yeah podcast.
Yeah, if there's any comic shops or anything out there that would like to run commercials on here, just let us know because we're ready to make. It'll take me like about 7 hours to make a commercial, but we'll do it.
Nice.
So,
Outstanding.
all right, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What about it?
I like Raiders of the Lost Ark. The other ones
Very
suck. All of them.
Oh no,
Last
there are parts
Crusade.
of all of them. And yeah, I like Last Crusade. I
Love
think it's a
Last
fun movie.
Crusade.
Yeah, Junior.
Yeah. I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. Let my armies be the rocks and the trees and the birds in the sky.
I know, Dad.
I like that one. That's my favorite one.
They're funny together.
Yeah.
They're tied up.
They're great together.
Dad, what? Junior, what?
I should have mailed it to the Marx brothers.
We named the dog Indiana.
The dog, Indiana.
And Marcus is pretty funny in that.
Yes.
Somehow- Can we talk about Marcus for a second? What happened to him between Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade? He got crazy.
I think he died.
They made him silly, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Denholm Elliott, also in Trading Places as the
Yes.
Butler Coleman. Very great character actor, excellent character actor.
Yes. Is there a problem,
Massive
officer?
fan.
Now we're going back pre-commercial
there you go.
here, but
There's
there
your
you
link.
go. Maybe you might want to look that up.
Oh my.
Mario's got the link for you there, Pally.
Take a screenshot of that because it's going away now.
Well,
Really.
In the comments.
Yeah, it'll be in the Facebook comments.
sadly, I wouldn't be able to wear it now. I mean, after all the scandal, it's
So you can't. Yeah, I suppose you can't. Ironically, wear any Cosmo merch.
you really can't. No.
It's there.
But you can wear
What size?
you can wear Yanni merch.
Wow. Right now, Linda Evans is very excited to see your shirt, sir. One of my people.
Why?
He is. Last year was the 25th anniversary of Yanni live at the Acropolis. He came to Chicago and did a show. And do I regret not going?
It was 25 years since he sang at the Acropolis, or he played whatever he played.
Yeah, he did a live show here that they recorded at the Acropolis, and they showed it on PBS like 1 million times that year, 25 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I watched it, and at first I thought it was funny, like him playing all the keyboards and his long flowing mane. He's kicking back his hair, and he's really getting into it. But then I started to like the music.
That's how he gets you.
That's how he gets you. You're right.
And this shirt was a gift. My brother.
From Linda Evans.
Exactly. I don't wear it anymore.
She's the only one selling that merchandise, I think.
Stuck with all the stupid Yanni merch.
She's living on Dynasty royalties and Yanni shirt
Yanni merch. Yeah.
LindaEvans.com for all your Nani needs.
My brother has a Yanni mug, and it's all black all the way around it, shiny. But when you fill it up with something hot, Yanni is revealed.
I love those mugs. That's hilarious. There's another Greek entertainer, a woman, and her name was Nana Mouskouri, and she had heavy horn-rimmed glasses, kind of like my glasses.
Did Yanni and Nana do a concert together?
No, she's like
she's like Yanni Nana
before Yanni. But I remember what's her face on SCTV, Andrea Martin used to do a parody of Nana Mouskouri, and I loved it because all my brassy chain-smoking aunts were like, "Oh my God, Nana Mouskouri, she's got a lovely voice." It's like, that's great, Popeye. Thank you. That's wonderful. Wow.
I want to do a reunion tour with Yanni and Nana. Yanni Nana tour.
I'm gonna look for a picture of Nana Mouskouri and I'll show it to you.
Well, let's put it up.
Do you guys remember that audio clip where, like, some people could hear one thing in the audio clip, other people could hear something else? It was like
the gold dress that people stumble
like
on.
Yeah, it was like that. And one of the words people could hear was Yanni. And
I remember.
I remember this. Yeah,
you remember this? Well, Yanni's daughter filmed him. She played the clip for him, and she goes, "What do you hear?" And he just laughs and goes, "Yanni." It was pronounced Yanni in the clip, but of course he had to turn it into Yanni. It's all about Yanni.
All about
Wait,
Yanni.
he's got a daughter? How long?
He has a daughter. Oh, I'm sure it's long and majestic like his, but she is like his tour manager or something. She travels with him. I know way too much about Yanni.
Yeah, you do. Getting a little worried.
Yeah,
I'm glad that he played the Acropolis before, because then afterwards, oh, there it is.
That's her.
That's Nana. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's Nana.
Yeah,
T. Brad met her apparently.
She's
Oh,
got
wow.
a beautiful voice. So
she's terrific.
It's like a '70s Linda Carter.
Wow, that's being incredibly kind to Nana Mouskouri. I'm
Well,
sure
the
she would be
picture,
incredibly
the
flattered.
picture is very, it's not a great picture to the phone. Wait, now you have this whole new light palette going on in your back. What
Yeah, it's
happened
got very
there?
orange. It's got very orange.
Why
And
not?
actually, there is a bright light behind me. What is that light?
See, what is that
It's
light?
fun.
What is that light?
Yeah, now,
The vampire?
but unlike your giant billboard-like window, mine is a stupid square. So by all means, compare. By all
Like that
means.
little dot that can blind you when there's a
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, you go ahead and believe that. You go out on that little riverboat there.
That light that blinds you when they're in eclipse. That's what that is.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it is.
I think
This
that's
orange view.
to defend Johnny. I think when it gets dark in Chicago, the lights turn orange in his garden apartment, because he can't see if it's daylight or night outside.
Exactly. It's a non-golden pond kind of effect. I don't know. I was going to grab some water anyway. I'll see what the deal is. I'll try and light that light. Hold on.
It's kind of nice. It's soothing.
Well, here,
On
on my
the
avatar.
The iPhone. Ooh.
Oh, we can't watch him roam around his apartment now.
Oh man.
Oh, this is awful.
How does he do that avatar thing?
I don't know. But you know what? We'll talk about that right after this message.
And we're back.
It's on brand all the time. I love putting those up there. I love saying that we're going to take a commercial break, and those are our commercials.
Why don't you do it again? Go ahead.
What?
Do it again.
No. It's you can't do it too many times.
It makes you happy.
I know it does.
Happy
It does.
too many times.
And I will do
I
it.
like it.
It's at unexpected time intervals. You never know when it's going to happen.
That's right.
I see.
So there.
Sort of like Skookie's neighbors.
Right. You never know when they're going to start hanging those pictures. Sounds different. Sounds different through the ceiling.
I like that you didn't know what that sound was because you nenever had another person with you. I love that.
Listen. That's not what I was saying, and that's not true.
It is.
I've put up plenty of pictures in this apartment. Okay.
Hey man, why does Jeff Goldblum's pillow have a hole in it?
Oh, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, no, this is what were we talking about?
I think I'm afraid to tackle this one. Y'all been sitting so long. Has anyone tried Skoke's ass paste?
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know what that is. What's
of course he's referring to the cure, the natural cure for hemorrhoids. Mike, I spoke recently about an audiobook I narrated about how to cure hemorrhoids the natural way. And the cure, I'm going to spoil it for you. It's cayenne pepper mixed in water, and you drink it, and supposedly that gets rid of hemorrhoids. Now,
you from cayenne pepper on your hemorrhoids. I was like, holy shit.
actually, that is also a suggestion from the book. You could work it into a paste and apply it directly to the affected area. So yes, that's the suggestion, that you put cayenne pepper in there. Like, doesn't that sound like that would make it worse?
Sounds like it would be quite painful even if you didn't have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
I think it's just painful no matter what orifice you put that in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot pepper. How is that going to? I don't know. I didn't write the book. I just read it. The author is not a doctor either, so I'm not sure where he got this information from.
Book?
This is a book.
How long could the book be? Make a paste, rub it on your anus. The end.
Well, It's a few hours, but he goes into the history of hemorrhoids and the diet you should have if you want to avoid Johnny, you're just in time. We're talking about hemorrhoids.
Oh, I heard. Yes. Is that a new sponsor? Did you make a commercial for that for us?
Yeah, I just played the
hemorrhoid book, as read by Mike Campoboso, is
Hemorrhoid Paste.
Brought to you by
Hemorrhoids, the natural cure.
Hemorrhoids.com. Yeah.
Now, did he go into detail about the ass paste or did he the cayenne pepper? Every detail of that? Why is this book 2.5 hours long?
Well, part of the book is about throughout history difficulties that different world leaders have had with hemorrhoids, and then he tells you the cure, and then he goes into a diet plan, the types of things you should eat to avoid hemorrhoids.
What should you eat to avoid? What should you eat? What should you not eat to avoid hemorrhoids? Is really the better question.
My level of retention is not so good when I'm reading these audiobooks, so some things I just don't pick up. I completely ignored what the diet was.
Let me ask you this.
What is on that list?
Yeah. Listen, let me ask you this since you've read that book. What do you think of the anus as a whole?
That's going to take us to a really dark place if I start.
Hey, now, exactly.
Answering that one.
Turn it into a sci-fi story and you can talk about Uranus.
Well, I'm not suggesting. I don't want to say that. No, it was not. It was not. It was not that.
Mario.
Audible.com. If you have audible.com or on Amazon.
When you were explaining the cayenne
iTunes.
paste, when you were explaining that to rub on your butthole and everything,
yeah.
The sound of, and then apply it generously to your.
Can you give us a sample of that?
Yeah, hold on. We'll do that right after this break. There you go.
Oh,
number 5.
C3PO.
Hello there,
My friends.
Oh dear.
Welcome, 3PO.
Welcome, Obi-Wan, my good friend.
Hello there.
I've known you since my birth.
Yes.
I sprung him on you guys after the commercial break. You didn't even know it was coming.
That was fantastic.
You didn't even know it was coming.
What a great.
Are you wearing an NWA shirt?
Wow.
Wolfpack.
Nice.
Scoot, you need to get yourself a Yanni t-shirt.
Scoot's the cub in the Wolfpack. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf and Cub. That's fantastic.
So what are we talking about tonight, guys?
We were talking about eggplants, but I think
paste that you rub on your anus.
Cayenne pepper paste.
I think you can rub eggplant on your anus as well.
I was explaining to the gentleman. It's a good planet. I narrated an audiobook about how to cure hemorrhoids the natural way.
I've read that.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was supposed to read that book, but beat out by some jerk from Chicago.
So you can't remember any
Sorry,
of the
Jamie.
You can't remember any of the foods that it takes to avoid pasting yourself?
I was so distracted by the cure itself, I completely blacked out when I read the part about how to eat correctly to avoid it. But, Scoot, if you have some cayenne pepper and a glass of water, mix that together and drink it, or mix it into a paste and apply it directly to the affected area, and that should do it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
The kids, they'll love you for it.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. It's available for sale now.
Looks like I arrived just in time.
Yeah, you came at a good point.
Bring the show to a screeching halt. That's why he's the best of the business.
So now you got to tell us what's going on in your world, Skook.
Man, it's just crazy times, Just crazy times. That's about it.
I know times are crazy.
Thanks for joining us, Scoot. This portion of the show brought to you by C3PO.
Times are tough, Johnny.
Best in the business.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I'm doing a Comic Con this
My
weekend.
old Patreon commercial.
I'm doing a Comic Con.
A
Where?
virtual one or a real one?
Yeah, a virtual one. It's with my friends at Nexus 419, a comic shop here in Toledo, and I think it's called GarageCon Live. I'll share on my Facebook and I Like Pink. I'll be on Sunday at 2 p.m. from 2 to 3. My portion of the Comic Con. So it's going to be on StreamYard like this. Yeah.
What are you going to be doing at the Comic Con?
I should wear this. I was looking, actually, Mike Skoke, I was looking for that Satan mask from when I was a kid. I can't find
That'd
it.
That'd be perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
You should definitely wear that. Find that thing.
I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing on this virtual Comic Con?
I have no idea. I keep asking them, and they're like, "Oh, just talk about your stuff." And I'm like, "Do you want me to draw like live?" Yeah, if you want to. Okay. So I've never done it. We'll see how it goes. Mike, have you heard anything about virtual cons?
Yes.
You know what do people do? What do you do on there? Like,
Well,
I believe I was on one and I won a drawing duel. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that happened.
Well, there's the way we've been doing it so far hasn't been necessarily virtual Comic Cons, but we've been doing online content like panels and drawing competitions. Like we did a sketch duel. We've had how-tos. I did one with Sarah Richard today. Drawing 101 for kids. But I have heard things about virtual conventions where mostly they're content driven, but there are people discussing virtual artist alleys and things of that nature. So
yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do with this one, where they have us scheduled for different times. So
right. So
I guess I'm just gonna draw and share my screen. I don't know. Like
you're probably just gonna draw and share your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just
if I had to take a guess, you're probably just going to draw and share your screen.
Yeah.
You probably want to share your screen first and then draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Should I wear the mask, or doesn't it matter if I'm sharing my screen?
I think you should wear the mask and go, "Hey, I'm sorry, I was told I should wear a mask, and I this is the only one I had." And tell
I think you should wear a ball gag and see how that goes over.
Nice.
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that mask, Wayne. No, if I find it, you guys will know when I show up. Believe me. I will tell you that.
Nice.
I've attended multiple virtual Comic Cons in the last few weeks just to see what they are, and basically it's just videos.
I did 2 segments for that Mainframe Comic Con from a couple weeks ago.
Chuck and Shona, they're awesome.
Yeah, they asked me to bring. I didn't deal with Chuck. I dealt with other people, but we had Greg Rucka Friday night and we had Fraction Saturday night.
Nice.
And it was 3 hosts asking them questions. That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So
this was for the past, the first.
Yeah, the first Mainframe.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah. Well,
because they're doing a Mainframe too, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, I'm aware. Yeah. No, it's nice. They're doing it for Red Cross and Hero. I don't know the other charities they might be doing it for this time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Yep. Very cool.
Nice.
All right, so let's talk about the Snyder Cut.
Are we done talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I don't know. Franco went away for a second.
He's on mute.
I'll be right back, he said.
I'm still here.
Is there more you want to talk about with Raiders, or should we move on to the Snyder Cut?
No, I think it's done. I think I've said everything I needed to say. I'm right. You're wrong. Let's move on.
That's fine.
Last Crusade is a good flick. You can't say
Artie's solution for Crystal Skull, and that it would have been Artie's version would have been a much better movie instead of Shia LaBeouf. And I purposely always say his name wrong. He said that they should have brought Short Round back, and literally had like Indy like backing up and trying to figure out where he is, and then have another figure that seems to be dressed like Indy, and that they bump into each other and they turn around, and it's Short Round, and Short Round is like kind of taking the mantle on his own, and they hadn't seen each other in 20 years or whatever, but now you got an adult Short Round. He goes, as Artie says, he's like, because that's Indy's son, and it's like, yeah, you're right, man. Yeah,
I don't think they should have done that.
And actually,
It's racist, I think.
Bendis wanted to do an indie movie where Short Round is the villain because India basically seems to have abandoned Short Round in subsequent stories. You never hear about Short Round after Temple.
Well, no, because Last Crusade takes place before Temple of Doom.
I understand, but Crystal Skull takes place after Temple of Doom.
Well, that
and also there were other stories set after Temple of Doom in the comics and other things, and Short Round's never.
Well, maybe Short Round died on one of those. You don't know.
Well, yeah, we don't know.
I think Indiana Jones should have adopted the king from Pankot Palace. I believe the stories to be true. I'm ashamed of what happened here many years ago, and I assure you it will never happen again in my kingdom.
I love when Short Round's beating the hell out of him.
Yes.
Om Nam Shabai, Om Nam Shabai, Om Nam Shabai, Om Nam Shabai.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Jones. I appreciate
the disgusting meal scene where they're eating eels and chilled
monkey brains. Chilled monkey brains.
That whole scene is just. I hate bugs. So I didn't find it funny. I just found it gross. I almost
you hate bugs and snakes when they cut open the steak and everything.
I don't like spiders and snakes.
Yes. What about the little talked about Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. Yeah, it was a fun show. And again, they should have let Sean Patrick Flannery, as an adult, make one Indiana Jones movie, and he would have been, should they ever pass on the mantle to a different actor to be Indiana Jones, before they do that, it's like, you want to make a big budget movie and save some money? Throw $5 million to Sean Patrick Flannery and let him do one indie movie because he is Indiana Jones.
Wasn't he the same guy that was in Boondock Saints with Daryl?
Yes.
Yeah. Aren't they making a sequel to that movie?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
How was it? That good?
Not that good. kind of like Highlander 2.
Oh boy.
And think of all the subsequent Highlander sequels that would never match the original. I heard they're remaking Highlander.
Here's a trivia question from the Highlander movies. Because can anyone guess my favorite quote from the Highlander movies?
Happy Halloween, ladies.
Oh. Why are you going somewhere?
Oh, that's right. The Kurgan. That's right. I hear they're making a Highlander sequel, and they're doing it during the pandemic, and it'll be shot in everyone's apartments and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little harder to do the quick.
So it'll be better than Highlander 2.
Exactly. Well, that goes without saying. Yeah, all of a sudden
will be replaced by the Rona-ing. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm here all weekend.
How you doing? Enjoy the veal. Absolutely.
That's why I don't do 2 shows a night. Nope.
I got to be honest. I'm blown away that they actually are doing the Snyder Cut. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's a great idea to promote HBO Max. It's still going to be a year before it comes out. But I think
it's supposed to come out soon. I thought I read it was coming out soon. No.
Yeah, they said 2021.
2021.
Oh, sorry.
They have to. Because they still have to do all the post production, and literally, it's going to cost them like $20 million to finish the movie.
What? Why?
Why?
Because they shot all the principal photography, but they never put in the special effects. They never put in the music.
But they got all these guys. But they got all these guys sitting around at home. It took me literally 2 hours to make that "Oh Yeah" commercial, and I did that on my own. What? These guys are home. It can't cost that much money.
Franco, call them up. Call HBO Max up. Tell them you could do it in.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I could do it in 20 hours.
I could do it.
It's a midnight run, for God's sakes.
Again, Rob Burnett, he made a horror movie called The Hills Run Red, and they put it out on I think either Anchor Bay or Shout Factory. I forget who is putting out a new DVD of it, and he created a bunch of special features and started the project before the shutdown and was able to finish it because he's got all the equipment at home. So no, you're right. They can do that stuff. So
20 million, my ass. Give me 3 million. I can finish it. I can finish it. I'll put a couple more. I'll put a couple more Marthas in there. A couple of hey ho's, a couple of rooftop stuff. We'll be all right.
They
$3 million. I'll do with sock puppets.
It's going to take him another, $5 million just to continue to erase Superman's mustache. And he had for Mission Impossible.
That's right.
And it's interesting. They also said formatically they're debating about whether they're going to release it as a 4-hour movie or episodically. And I'm not for the episodes. It's like Do The Irishman. Do the 4-hour movie. Because it's a movie. It was made to be a movie.
Yeah, but I like the episodic, so this way it can be different than the movie that we got.
Yeah, but the movie that we got is already. I mean, like definitely they say Darkseid is going to be in it. The stuff that was in the trailer that didn't end up being in the movie, like that scene where Jeremy Irons as Alfred obviously encounters evil Superman, and I don't know if he gets beaten up or whatever, but that was in the Snyder cut, and in the Joss Whedon one, we didn't get that. Oh, by the way, one of the biggest to me insults of the Joss Whedon cut is how it opens with the two little kids who are interviewing Superman. Superman, be on our podcast, and it's like, oh, F you. Thank you. I know anyone could do a podcast, and it's so nice to see that 7-year-olds are doing what I'm doing. F you.
Oh, that was a shot at you. Was one of those kids dressed
Superman,
like you?
Superman, be on my podcast, will you?
Well, his little microphone said "Word Bubble Podcast."
That's right.
So.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell Negan about that later. Word Bubble, pieces of garbage. Yeah, there's a story.
I don't know.
I want to quickly say.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, I'm just sorry. I'm just derailing quickly for a second. I just want to say hello to my friends Daryl and Shannon who are watching right now. It was Daryl's birthday last week. Happy birthday, Daryl!
Hey, happy birthday, Daryl, and your other brother, Daryl.
And my brother Daryl.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Are these the same people that have not sent me a Yanni shirt yet? Is that what you're saying?
They have not sent you a Yanni shirt.
Yeah.
They have not sent you a Judi Dench T-shirt, or a DJ Jazzy Jeff air freshener.
These people are dead to me at this point. I don't know. It's been a week since the last podcast, so I don't understand. I like this. We should do a little Johnny podcast. Tune in next week.
The conversation show.
Tune in next week for the Little Johnny podcast. Here's a commercial for that podcast.
He can interview Spider-Man.
I was like, wow.
I was so excited.
Speaking of word balloon, Johnny, can you guess what my favorite word balloon you've done in say the last week was? I'm sure you could guess very easily what it was.
I'm gonna say it's the one with me on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say with your mama.
The one with Sal on it.
Tony Danza?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking the previous week. Yeah, because we just did it a couple days ago. Sal, guess what? I was blown away on the video. Over 6,000 people watched it, which really surprised me because, I mean, don't get me like bigger guests get much bigger numbers like Liefeld and people like that. But I started simulcasting in addition to YouTube and Facebook on Periscope because Twitter uses Periscope.
Right.
And that's my biggest platform. That's where I have the most followers. And people retweet me there. I mean, people, share on Facebook and share on YouTube and everything. But no, I was thrilled. And I told them, I said, we've already, and the numbers keep ticking up. I should actually check them while we're talking. But
Sal is just one of those guys I can listen to him talk all day. All day.
I don't know why you're hyping that other stuff. We've got like 5 people watching us right now. So I don't know why you're
Mario and
2 of them are Stokes friends.
It's true. Yeah. That's Stokes friends, exactly. See, there you go.
This
it's so funny, Wayne asked how I got Sal to be clean. He texted me the day of. He's like, so no swearing, right? I'm like, you can swear. I'm like, no, you can totally swear if you want to. But he did. He just, again, he's just naturally funny. He's a natural storyteller. It's so fun. His kids are too old now, so they're not as hilarious as they were like when they were toddlers. Like his daughter when she was 2 years old. He's like, I'm napping in the afternoon. He goes, all of a sudden I wake up. My kid's hovering over me. One hand has got a bag of cookies. The other hand, she's carrying an axe. And he's like, well, it was a hatchet in her hand, but like because she's so tiny, it's an axe. I'm like, okay. Or he's like his son Nicky learned how to cut the lights in his with the fuse box. And he goes, I'm taking a dump. I'm halfway through the dump. All the lights cut out. I'm like I'm in a Hitchcock movie.
Let me tell you about the first time I met him. He hated me the minute he saw me because I was late getting to wherever I was going. My flight was late, or I don't know if I was driving or whatever. And he was trying to convince all the other guests because it was a small show, and he was trying to convince all the other guests to go out to dinner because he was hungry. and I was late, so he hated me. And then we went to dinner, and I think Katie Cook was at that dinner too.
Okay.
He proceeded to tell me about his vasectomy and how much it hurt for him to walk uphill. So this is my first introduction to this guy.
Sounds about
I
right.
understand. See, and I think and Sal does other podcasts as well. Some people meet Sal and they get casual, comfortable with him right away. And it's like, he's like, hey, I understand I've got this persona, but like, don't immediately come to me like and call me, Jagoff or whatever, the way he does about people he knows. Because it's like, hey man, take it easy. Get to know Sal, then start busting his butt.
Call me Jagoff.
Oh, he calls everybody Jagoff. That's all right.
He calls everybody Jagoff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got so right now on Periscope alone, 4,200 people have watched Sal. And I'm not saying they watched the whole thing. We were on for 2 hours. They dip in, they dip out. That's all for me. That's the whole point of the video.
Right.
So, yeah, that's right. It was the
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Thanks, man. No. He's great. Again,
everything you do is great, but Sal is just.
I'm just tending bar. It's the people that walk in and sit down and drink and tell their stories. They're the show. I'm there every week, and I'm just like, I get out of the way. I let them talk. He was terrific.
Johnny,
I disagree with you there, Johnny. I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
Very nice.
if you're tending bar there, what the hell are you doing here? Mopping up? What's happening?
Yeah.
Look
No,
at the
this is when I
fridge.
get to be a loudmouth and yell at
He's
Mike
going to
for
the fridge.
having his son come through and killing vampires when he's first on, or Scoop pretending to be.
Look how well lit I am now.
You know. Again, you don't get it.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, thank you, Elias. Yeah, thank you. I was going to mention it. Tomorrow night on Word Balloon Live, it'll be Tom King and the Benson Sisters and me playing classic Hollywood trivia. And, they're tough questions. They are tough questions. We're going to get more.
Why didn't you invite me, Johnny?
Well, because, you're going to be busy with your mama
Oh,
playing trivia.
Well, that's true, but
I was going to say, Mike, I can't see your window. Can you shine a light on that at all?
That's not too bad right now.
Tex Avery.
Much better.
Oh.
All right, later, Mike. Scoop, you weren't here. I'm telling this story, and Skoke's doing this while I'm telling the story. And I'm
Where
like,
did Scoop go?
he said didn't you hear him say Tex Avery? Don't you know the code?
No.
Tell him the story of Tex Avery.
I had something to show him.
He'll be back. He'll be all right.
Don't worry
I
about it.
have something to show him.
Yeah, Tex Avery is when you got to go to the bathroom. That's the euphemism we use.
well,
Tex Avery,
like hanging pictures.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When the cartoonist the great animation cartoonist Tex Avery, when he would be at his drawing board, he would deny himself when he had to go to the bathroom to get the job done, and ultimately it worked against him, and his plumbing shut down, and he needed a catheter because he held it for so many years, for so long, routinely, that So
I never
we
heard that.
say don't be like Tex Avery. So when you have to go to the bathroom, it's like calling an audible.
Right.
So it's like, excuse me, Tex Avery, I'll be right back.
See,
Is it
that's
Tex
why
Avery
you should
number
have.
one or number two?
Yeah,
Or should it be out?
Doesn't matter.
but this is why you should have a bucket next to you.
That's right. But yeah, I think it was for
Jug.
number 2.
Stoke has a jug, but Johnny has a bucket by his bed.
Yeah.
That's what we learned. Yeah.
I have my giant McDonald's cup.
ba 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 ba. I'm loving it.
And we're going to commercial.
I'll tell you.
We'll be right back right after this commercial.
Ba 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 ba. It's Franco.
Hey, we're back.
You like
Hey,
how I did the voiceover for you? You like that?
nobody can hear your voice during
They
the
can't hear
commercial.
you.
No, I
Did you see?
unmuted it. I can unmute.
I heard
back.
it. I heard it.
You can unmute
Yeah,
anything you want. It's
I
just,
think we can hear it, but I don't think the people can hear it.
Yeah.
And I was so funny.
Sorry, Lou Costello, you lost again. Why don't you open another window for us at 6 a.m. and tell us about how dark it is tonight?
Still, you're back. I was worried you weren't coming back. I have something to show you.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm sorry it took so long. I had to wash my hands and sing happy birthday. How many times is it now? 8 times you got to do that?
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Anyway, yes, tell me.
I found this. I'm going to share my screen again. I found this for you. I was so excited because I've been looking for it for weeks. So here we go.
I like that Scoot can't see out of his mask.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Where'd it go? Hold on.
Where did your screen go?
There we go. It's not there. Yeah. Okay. No. Yes. No. Yes.
I'm glad we waited for this.
Are you sharing your screen?
Really exciting.
I'm trying.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I was trying to do that earlier and it wasn't working.
It's not working.
Scoot, I think this question's for you.
Come on.
Here he goes.
Here we go.
He was
you
a
see
great friend. A small, tiny man with a big heart.
I thought you guys hated each other. Right? That's what I heard.
You're talking about Kenny Baker, right? Right, Anthony Daniels, Mr. Daniels?
Yes, I'm keeping it clean for the children. Now, if you want to hear me, the real story, come on Word Balloon, and I will get blue.
Can you see
Blue.
my screen?
Not yet. No. Oh, here it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my!
Wow. Incidentally.
Wow.
No.
It's like the Oh Yeah Comics Holy Grail right there.
Now, up close, and don't get me wrong, I love Loretta Swit. She's a great, very
Mike,
funny actor.
Who's that
Good
next to you? Is that your wife?
It's Loretta
That's
Swit.
Loretta
That's
Swit.
Oh, it's Loretta Swit.
it's Hot Lips Houlihan. So, like, up close, because it really does look like she had a lot of work done.
She did.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Wow.
That's a shame.
So
But that
I
means
mean-
she looks great.
I needed to share that with you. I don't know why I look like a deer in the headlights, but
I would too. If I took a picture with Jamie Farr, I'd look like a deer in the headlights
You
too.
look almost as smooth as Hot Lips there.
It looks
Well,
like you were rocking the ganj before you took that photo.
well, they wouldn't let us go on the table for whatever reason. So it's like a in front of the table picture, and they're both behind me. So we're kind of. I feel like we're like Osmonds. We're just like in a row. It's very strange.
I like
It's
that
ama-
background.
Osmonds.
Or like
Look
the
at that
Three
background.
Stooges, when the Three Stooges look around the corner, you know?
Is that a MASH 4077th background?
It is. Look, I don't know if the Zoom will work, but you can see they have the cast photo and they have the camouflage that they would hang.
Wow.
That's
Put it
awesome.
back on Jamie's face just to let us look at him.
He's
That's
looking
Karen.
dapper.
Look at
Look
that.
at that turtleneck.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a turtleneck. Jamie Farr from the popular television series MASH.
The movie Cannonball Run
Hollywood says-
4.
So,
Hollywood
Scoot, if you
says
want me to
the
send
red-
that so that you could be your wallpaper, just let me know.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good
was great.
picture.
I
was one of
love
the
the
best.
fact that they went to
Man.
the trouble of making this conference room into a 4077th match unit with that. Because someone said, I got a great idea. This is what we're going to do. We're going
Well,
to
it's a
put
nice
this net up,
backdrop for photos and stuff.
and then I'm going to get little Jimmy, my assistant, to print out a couple of cast photos, and we're going to pin them to the net. It'll be great. Everybody will be talking about the background. Forget that Loretta Swit and Jamie Farr are here. They're going to be looking at that background. That's what's
I like
going
how
on.
Loretta Swit has the red eyes that happen in photography and stuff. She's got
Some-
genius.
That's a
of these
great
guys-
picture.
Thank you. Some of these guys go full boat. Have you ever met what's his name? Sonny.
Oh, no.
The guy who played Enos from Dukes of Hazzard.
Sonny Bono.
No, it's Sonny Troyer. Sonny Troyer.
Yes.
Vern Troyer. Yeah.
No, Sonny Troyer in the Dukes of Hazzard. He dresses up in the Enos police uniform, and he brings a door from General Lee that he hangs on the wall. And he hangs it on the wall, and you take pictures of him in the uniform with the door.
Venus.
Larry Storch also dresses up as Aegon. Like,
I've seen him in the Agarn hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 100 years old now, and he's got the Agarn hat.
But you know what? That I can forgive the hat because he wore the hat. I can forgive that. What I can't forgive is Jimmy the promoter who got Jamie Farr and Loretta Swit, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna hang this net up here."
Camo knitting.
Yeah, Sonny dressing up, in the penis costume. I mean the Enos costume.
Venus.
That's fine. But the door, hanging the door, it's a little.
I
hated
used to own a penis costume.
I hated Dukes of Hazzard. I loved watching Enos, the spin-off show. Do you remember the spin-off show?
That's right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the guy would be the black partner would be like, "Give me 5." And Enos would put the thumbs up on top of the black. Yeah. And that was the bumper into commercials. So we
That's
should do
right.
that. We'll be right back.
But poor Sonny Schroeder, he got Abe Vigoted because he got the spinoff show. The spinoff show didn't work out, and then he come back. And you're the most popular character. You're getting a spinoff. Oh wait, that didn't work out. Well, you're unemployed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abe Vigoda came back for little guest shots here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Come on, Bonnie, put me back on. Although they couldn't really because he retired. So, like, was he supposed to do? Sit around the squad room, retired and stuff?
Well, he could have been like the inspector who came around and just drank coffee and did nothing else.
But again, they wrote the character off that he got retired. I mean, the inspector was still an active cop.
Inspector Luger?
I love Inspector Luger. Of course, as General Urko in...
the only good human is a dead human.
Yep. Great character actor. He's in everything.
Yeah.
Very funny.
He's
in Skoke. He's in that great Don Knotts movie, The Love God, and he's a prosecutor. And Don Knotts is kind of a Hugh Hefner. They start a gentleman's magazine around Don Knotts, and Don Knotts is just a bird watcher. But then they turn the birds into like centerfolds and stuff, and just like bunnies, they're birds. And James Gregory, Inspector Luger, is the prosecutor. He's like, this man is a degenerate, and it's just screaming about Don Knotts. Don Knotts is just doing that. Very funny. Good stuff.
Well, what do you think about my birds, Mister Inspector Luger?
That's a Mike Norton voice.
It's a Mike Norton moment, exactly.
That's my Don Knotts voice. That's the same one.
I don't know, Andy. Shut up, Norton. Shut up and just stay in the squad room. All right, I'm going to be out with Helen Crump. Me and her are going to go to the diner, and I'm not going to say to Juanita that you say hello. Oh, Arnold, come on.
Speaking of mysteries,
recasting Mayberry. Yes.
It's a Mike Norton mystery. What was he thoroughly annoyed with us last week, or what? Have you talked to him since?
He sounded like he had fun. We only talked once, but it might have been the hangover afterwards. No, I think about it. I hate those guys.
Yeah. They made me stay up way past my bedtime. I was shutting the lights off, and nobody got the hint. I was basically doing what Mike Nagan does, and nobody took the hint.
When we did in 2006 or 7 the 24-hour comic podcast, he would book guests, and he'd lead the discussion and be the host and be like, all right, well, I don't have anything else to say to you, so I don't know. Goodbye. Take it easy. Look at you. Take it easy. And we'd all just laugh at how he'd wrap up and be like, well, I think I'm done talking to you right now. What are you doing? Did it to McKeever. He did it. I forget who else he got. It was so fun. Where are the pugs, Julie? Exactly.
Julie, get the pugs.
There he goes.
To the Norton Mobile.
He hasn't killed enough vampires. He's trying to kill more of them.
Oh, here he is. Hello there.
Hey, vote for Pedro. I loved you in Napoleon Dynamite.
Hey, Scoot, I got a genius idea for you. If you want to go in on this together, we could do this.
Okay.
Coffee table book of all of your photos, your quarantine photos. I think it would be big.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'll do that. It should come with a mustache that you can put on.
It would just be the same page. It would almost be like a flip book.
Yeah.
The image is the same.
They used to make books like that all the time in like the 60s and the 50s and 70s and stuff.
It's like Jack Canfield.
Yeah, it's like Deep Thoughts, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I swear I felt like you when I tweeted the other day and put it on Facebook. The pandemic, I am having Zoom nightmare dreams.
Yeah.
I was not exaggerating. That is a real thing that happened to me. I'm like, and I woke up and I wasn't scared. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm dreaming about this crap now. Good Lord.
My boss was serious the other day and he asked me, are you planning any vacations this year? Like he was like getting the schedule ready. And I'm like, no, where are we going to go? Yeah, we're going to
put a tent in the laundry room. That's going to be a nice vacation. Absolutely.
So where are you going?
I was thinking about driving out to New York.
Yeah, it's closed. We're closed.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm going to go under my sink for about a weekend and stuff. I think that.
Do you hear about those dams in Michigan that broke and there's like a whole city underwater?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That happened in Johnny's bathroom.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I already told the story, Scoop, but you.
Yeah. You told it to me already.
Yes, it did.
Johnny's underwater right now.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to. I learned that from Frank Welker, the great voice over actor. He's like, you want to learn a great new sound effect? He's like, here. Hello.
He's the voice of Slimer in the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Yep.
Man,
He was Jabberjaw.
that reminds me of
Scooby-Doo or Freddy.
Freddy Scooby-Doo.
Was
I
it-
haven't seen it yet. Did you? Anybody see Scoob?
Yes,
I kind of want to see it.
it was not good.
Oh.
I was not a fan. They make a mockery of Blue Falcon, which
I'm okay with that because I mean, Blue Falcon. You can make,
There he is.
make fun of Blue Falcon. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
no,
That's
the
a
whole,
good one
the
of
whole thing
those.
wasn't very good at all. It really, the thing that upset me very much is it's a bait and switch. You think that the whole thing is some kind of origin story because all the promo is about when Shaggy and Scooby met. That is pretty much as you see of that, and then it becomes them as adults, as it were. And
Another typical Scooby movie.
Another
I told
typical-
you
it was not good.
the two-dimensional cartoon that they did of Scooby-Doo with the Blue Falcon, where the mystery happens at a Comic-Con, and all the superhero booths are Hanna-Barbera superheroes and stuff. That's a great movie. Honestly, that's a very, very funny, and it's a good plot of a Scooby-Doo kind of mystery where they're going to reboot Blue Falcon and make it this whole new movie. And Dynomutt is like almost a transformer, is like a robot, even more of a angry robotic dog. And the original Blue Falcon actor is the suspect of the crime because he's resentful of the reboot and everything, but he didn't do it. And it's a good story.
There's a Batman Brave and the Bold animated movie that's a crossover with Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
I
fun.
haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm hoping to talk to. I don't know if James Tucker was involved with Scoob or not. I'm gonna have to find out. But I with him with them releasing Justice League Dark recently, I reached out to James, and James is going to come on and do a word balloon video with me. That'll be nice.
You guys watch it and let me know if you have if you agree or disagree.
Well, if you say no,
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it now. That's ridiculous. But I did like the figures because I saw them online. So I saw this guy online. Do you want me to tell you the story of how I got this guy?
Nah, that's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll forget about it. No, I will tell that story, but right after these messages. No. So I saw these figures online. I saw actually just this one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Blue Falcon. I didn't even know about this figure because it's awesome. It's super detailed. It looks great. And I'm like, I got to get this figure. So the first thing I did when I always look for figures or anything comic related is I called my local comic shop. Back the comeback. There's my shout out. Tell Mike Pellerito I did that. Okay.
Right.
So, because he tagged me online. So I'm like, oh, I want to get these figures. So I called Mark at the comic shop, and I'm like, give me the Blue Falcon figure from the Scoob thing. And he looks online and he goes, no, sir, I can't. It looks like they're Walmart exclusives. I'm like, damn it. I hate giving my money to the big corporation, but I got to have the figure. So I go online and I search it up, and I found the Blue Falcon figure, but he came with, I think he comes with Muttley in the package.
Which makes sense instead of Dynomutt.
Right. But see, it's smart because you have to buy another figure to get Dynomutt because Dynomutt comes with Shaggy or something like that. And then I'm like, if I'm getting Shaggy, I might as well get Scooby. And he comes in another figure with, I forget who else. Okay. So I got the 3 figures on Walmart.com and I pay for the thing and, put my credit card information in and hit the thing. And, it says, sorry, these figures are only available. They're not available for shipping. They're only available for in-store pickup. And I was like, what? That's ridiculous. I don't want to go out to Walmart. Nobody ever wants to go out to Walmart. So I'm like, fine. I already paid for it. Let me go to Walmart. So 2 days later, I go to Walmart. I said to my wife, you want to take a drive? She's like, sure. So we go take a drive. We drive all the way out there because the nearest Walmart from me is about 45 minutes away. So I drive all the way out there, And my wife is like, do I have to come inside? Because it's like ridiculous at a Walmart. There were cars everywhere during this quarantine, right?
People wearing masks.
Some, most.
Good.
You couldn't go into the store without it, right? So then I'm like, no, I'm just going to go to the pickup thing, which is right inside the door. So I go in, and do you know where the pickup thing was? It's not right inside the door. I get to the greeter, who does not speak English very well, and I say, "Where's the online pickup?" He's like, "In the back, by the right," is what I figured out. So I go to the back of the store. I'm like, I can't believe I got to walk through the whole store. And I go to the back of the store. I go to the right, and the pickup thing is not there. So I asked the nearest employee, "Where's the pickup window?" She goes, "Oh, it's on the other side of the store. It was to the left." So I go in there. Fine. I give her my phone. She scans the phone. She goes in the back. She gets the 3 figures, and she's putting them in a bag. My son was with me, and he goes, "Hey, why did you buy 3 of the same figure?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "She just put 3 of the same figure in a bag." I'm like, "No, I ordered 3 different ones." And sure enough, I look in the bag. It's all Dirk Dastardlys. 3 Dirk Dastardlys. And I'm like,
Dick Dastardly.
"What?" Yeah. So I'm like, "Well, I didn't order this." And she goes, "Yeah, if you read the fine print, it says figures may vary." I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That's lousy.
If I show you my receipt, it says Blue Falcon, Dynomutt, Scooby-Doo. Why would I order 3 Dirk Dastardlys? It's not even one of the ones I wanted. She goes, "Well, I don't know what to tell you." I'm like, "Well, can I return them?" She goes, "Yeah, you have to go to the front of the store at customer service." I'm like, oh. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go by the display that they have on the floor to see if they have any figures, because I'll just exchange them out. They only have 1 Blue Falcon figure. It's in the package, and Muttley's been stolen from the package. So it's been ripped open. So I take the package to the front, and I'm like, "I'd like to return these." And she goes, "You can't return them." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "When did you pick these up?" I said, "About 2 minutes ago at the pickup window." She goes, "It's going to take about an hour for it to come up in our system before I can exchange it out."
Wow.
I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." She goes, "No, sir." I'm like, "Well, the only figure I actually wanted was this one, the Blue Falcon. How much for this one?" She goes, "They'll probably give it to you for 10% off." I'm like, "The package is busted open. There's no Muttley." So she goes over and she talks to the manager. She goes, "Give it to him for $4." So I'm like,
Nice.
"Fine, I'll take him." I said, "But listen, can you, before I leave and come back in a half an hour, can you check and see if the other 3 figures have come up in your system?" And she looks and she goes, "Oh my gosh, they are up, but I can't return them because there's nothing wrong with them." Like, I'm like, "Well, do you need me to rip open the package and say that there's pieces missing in them?" And she goes, "No, I'll do that." And she did that for me. And then I returned all the other figures, and then I got this one for $4.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But-
like the plot of No Way Out with Kevin Costner when he's
It's
looking
riveting.
to be on the computer so he can
Right.
replicate Gene Hackman.
With Sean, what's her name?
Sean Young.
Sean Young.
Naked Sean Young. Naked in her prime Sean Young.
Oh, please stop, Jenny.
I'm not saying,
Oh.
I'm just saying. She's flying high in that movie.
So, so then, make a long story shorter, I was someone contacted me online and said, "Where's Dynomutt?" And I said I couldn't get him, and I told him kind of the story. And guess what he's sending to me? He found one in a store, and he's sending me Dynomutt. So now they'll be together soon.
Wow,
The story.
It's a beautiful story.
that is
And it's a
beautiful.
happy ending.
He's just
Okay.
sending you Dynomutt, right?
Yeah, but
Don't see the movie, then it's going to ruin the whole thing for you.
yeah, that's all I have. And that whole story, I want everybody to know that whole story put Johnny to sleep.
It totally put me to sleep. I'm gonna go.
He's
I'm
got to go
totally
look in the
fading.
fridge.
I'm totally fading.
So that's my
Daphne's
whole
Honda.
Dynomutt.
Sorry, in the cartoons, Daphne's Honda. However, in the live action movies,
Yeah.
yeah, Linda Cardinelli as Velma, and that's a tough choice between Sarah Michelle Gellar and Linda Cardinelli.
Talking about Freddie Prinze Jr., he's married to Buffy.
Yeah, didn't
He's seen her in the Buffy.
Didn't they meet on the movie?
I think so.
I think so.
All right.
I'm sorry,
That's
Francis,
it.
but literally, if I were with you walking to and from back in front of the store, because even though my eyes were closed, I was listening to the whole story. I would have fallen asleep with just from the sheer having to walk back and forth like that. So I understand.
Yeah.
So it was spiritually, I was walking with you, and that's why my eyes were closed.
So I went to a store today because we had to go out and get supplies, and we went to a store and it was we went to a Home Depot because my wife had to return something, and we had to pick something else up, and there were thousands of people at the Home Depot. I don't know what everybody's doing, but they're all there, and everybody here is wearing a mask, right? As you should when you go outside, except for this one guy who's right ahead of us on the return line, and he has no mask.
Did he
And I'm
stink?
looking at him like, really? So he goes up to the cashier, and the cashier said, I heard her, you got to put on the mask. He goes, oh, are they still doing that? That's what he said to the cashier. Are they still doing that? You drove up to this place. There's hundreds of people here with masks on, and you're thinking, oh, they're still doing that?
Wait, Franco, let's play a game where now in both of those stories we put Johnny in your place and how Johnny would react in the.
That's not wearing a mask.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Everyone's wearing a mask. Look around.
I've been seething of people in my neighborhood who aren't wearing masks. And
I was actually going to say something until the cashier told him to say something, and then he did one of these, like, he scratched his nose or whatever he did without the mask, and I was like,
hey, nice to meet you.
What do you? And that's when I was about to say something when the lady's like, you got to put a mask on. So
that's like in the pre-COVID world when I met Jimmy Jawa for the first time, and Artie introduced me to Jimmy Jawa, and he's like, hey, Johnny, this is Jimmy Jawa, and literally Jimmy Jawa's like, nice to meet you. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm like, I'm gonna shake hands with your phlegm-covered hand right now. That's going to happen, absolutely.
How did that go after that then? So you didn't shake his hand?
Oh, who cares? He's Jimmy Jawa, but no, he was fine. He understood. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm like, really? Come on, man. Here's an idea. Why don't you boil that head for an hour and then maybe I'll wave at you? So there you go. That woke me up. My anger. Good job, Scoot. That you're bringing it up. It's true.
Yeah, I say we put Johnny in any situation and it escalates quickly. Oh, what about? Did I tell you guys about when I went to Home Depot, Franco? And there was
was Johnny there?
No, but there was this lady. All the employees wear masks, of course, and there was this guy, older guy, not wearing a mask. And here in Ohio, about like you go to the store, about like 50% of the people have masks on, like 50% don't. So
That's
this
great.
guy was this older. I mean, he's older, maybe like 58, 59. He was mad about something, and he's like, if you would remove that effing mask, I'd be able to understand you. And he's like yelling at her right in her face. And she's like, I can't help you anymore, sir. But I was thinking, if Johnny was there, he would have went off on that guy. Because the girl was like maybe like 18 or 19. She was young. And he's yelling at her about he couldn't understand her because she was wearing a mask.
That's hilarious. I got to show you guys my new masks that I bought because they're not normal masks, but they're fantastic. Hold on.
Like this.
Come right back.
Okay.
Oh my!
3 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, we're moving.
How rude.
We're moving with Johnny.
Hello there.
That's awesome.
Ichuta.
Oh, I'm glad he's wearing pants today.
Yeah, is he gonna look through his fridge again?
I don't know. Let's see where he's going.
Say
Coke
something
and I like
else,
that
Mo.
episode where he's like he smells.
Puts it back.
So you go where? I can't see where he went. He's gonna yell at us because we're not talking. We're all waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Dead air.
I really was looking for that mask today, Skoke. I have it somewhere. I still have
Oh,
it.
the Mask of
devil.
Satan.
Yeah. Look at Batman up there.
Wow.
That's like
Wow.
a vigilante mask.
Yeah.
You look
Now
good, Johnny.
this is something. That's a lot of material.
It's like Bazooka Joe. It's
I
like,
gotta-
yeah, exactly. There you go.
You like the shadow, Johnny.
I know.
That is
I
Bazooka
love
Joe.
it. Well, as I told you guys, with my regular masks, you got the little, ear things. My bowling ball size head, they would pop off. I'm not exaggerating. It was driving me crazy. And it was the only mask I had. So I would run a shoelace and tie it in the back of my head and secure it that way. I know, ridiculous, seriously. So I go on Amazon looking for masks. And
I like that Johnny has to lace up his head.
It's totally true. Because I do, again, bowling ball head. Snap! It would just pop up my face. And also, I like having my earbuds in and stuff, and then my earbuds would pop out. It was the most annoying thing in the world for like 2 weeks. So I go on Amazon and I buy these Bazooka Joe masks, which I assume are for like skiing and stuff like that. And they're actually very lightweight, and it's great because they really are. They're like very snug. It's like a leg, brace or whatever. Not a, you know what I mean? Like one of those rubber leg things you put in when
Like
you
a sock puppet.
Yeah, it really is like a sock. I mean, I really could probably rob banks wearing this thing. But now it's nice because then my earbuds stay securely shut because the thing is like totally like molded to my head now.
The shoelace, that they got me.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Because at first I'm like, all right, this will be fine. Dink, boing, and it would just snap off and almost like fly across the room.
Like Baby New Year
when
when
you were a kid, and you take off a woman's, when you were a teenager and you're making out with a girl and you take off the brassiere and snap, fly, and it flies off and stuff. Wow, that was not very tightly.
Same thing.
You know the one thing that's been very
less sexy, but the same thing. Yes, now.
One thing that's been very disappointing throughout this whole quarantine and the few times I've gone outside is that this whole superhero theory wearing masks and you can't tell who they are is blown for me.
Totally.
I can tell when I run into people I know wearing a mask, I can tell that it's them.
By their eyes.
Yeah.
But they're not wearing a mask like this, though.
Exactly. You've discovered my secret identity. Well, that's why, dude. I think on the con you should do that.
I'm Batman.
The great thing about being over 55 is I could shop early with the rest of the seniors at the grocery store. I made the mistake of walking down the aisle the wrong way because we were required to follow the arrows on the floor. Little lady read me the riot act for going the wrong way. I know, man. I'm with you, Wayne. It drives me nuts. I'm like, all right, let me just cut the corner and go down the bread aisle. No, you got to go the wrong way.
Did she call you
All
a young
right.
whippersnapper, Wayne? Is that what she did?
Young man, these arrows are here for a reason. Social distancing. Yeah, let me get distance.
They're in the direction you're supposed to go. You whippersnapper.
That's Mike Norton's grandmother, of course.
Guess what superhero I am?
We got a mystery.
Johnny, guess which superhero I am?
Now?
Yeah.
It's Zorro.
Nope.
Who?
You can't tell?
Robin.
Nope.
I give up. I don't know.
Wildcat from the Justice Society.
Thank you.
See?
All right. Very good. Where are your ears? Where's your? Oh, nice. There you go. Very good.
His cow was in the shape of a cat.
You have to use your imagination a little bit. Yeah. It's the jawline and the fists.
Hey,
Speaking of which, have you seen Stargirl?
I was gonna say yes.
Yeah.
No, I want to see it though.
Guys, I swear, and I know I've been saying it every week on the show. It's excellent, and
You're gonna
I saw
love
the
it.
first
And you're
episode.
gonna love it.
I saw the first episode. There's a lot of setup there because obviously, but it's great.
Has to be.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and wait till you see part 2 because really the first 2 episodes are really a 2-hour act 1 of the show.
I love that. I thought the first episode was great.
And Luke Wilson is fantastic, unlike Owen Wilson.
Well, I was wondering, with Luke Wilson in it, does it take place in like the same universe as Old School, or is that different?
You're my
That's
boy, bro.
hilarious.
Yeah.
My boy Blue.
He could be exactly. He could be that same character like 10 years later or whatever. He's Stripesy, and he's great.
Joel McHale. McHale is in it.
He's Starman. Yeah.
Joel McHale is Starman?
Yeah.
He's Sylvester Pemberton. Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting choice.
There's
it works.
And again, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it works. Yeah.
It totally works. No, you see members of the Justice Society before it jumps into the future.
Wildcat.
Or the present. And and in subsequent episodes, a Wildcat does show up. And actually, I think there is a Wildcat.
Don't spoil. Come on now.
Wildcat. You've seen it in the promos. It's in the promos.
Yeah.
Wildcat is in the promos.
I don't watch the promos. Don't spoil.
But I talked to Jeff. We're recording behind the scenes facts of every episode, and we kind of missed the window to do it so that it would drop for episode 1. So I'm going to release the first of those next week for episode 1 and episode 2. But we're recording it for every episode. So I've seen the first 5 episodes already, and it's excellent. It's very Smallville-esque in the best ways in terms of being a good show that revolves around high school kids. And she's great. The actor who plays Stargirl, she's fantastic. And she's not annoying in terms, like, you know, a kid show can get a little too kiddie and really, and again, they're not made for us necessarily, but we are not excluded because Luke Wilson's story as Stripesy is really good. Amy Smart's story as Stargirl's mother is very good and interesting.
I love Amy Smart.
And the villains are all fantastic. And I'll leave it at that because, again, experience it from the, watching the first episode.
Spoilers. But it was the first episode really was on the CW too, right?
Right. Yeah. It'll air on Mondays. It drops, Sunday night, midnight into Monday morning on DC Universe. So it's available right away after midnight. But then it's on Tuesdays on the CW.
But it's not going to cross over with the other CW shows, right?
I don't believe so. Certainly not in the first season. And it seems to be...
Didn't they do on that last crossover? Didn't they show Stargirl or something from Stargirl? Or am I mistaken about that?
I don't remember. They might have. I don't remember.
I think they might have. If I was
at the end when the multiverse is back, because I certainly remember enough of the show. Because that's what happens at the end of the crossover. They restore the multiverse. So it might. I can't remember. My assumption is it's on a different Earth than the Arrowverse.
But that's okay, because Black Lightning was on a different Earth too.
Well, but but in his case, his world merged with the Arrowverse world.
I just thought none of the DC Universe stuff was supposed to cross, like Titans or any of that stuff is not supposed to cross over with the CW.
Right. Well, and they did show the Titans at the end in the montage. Well, and also Brandon Routh dies during the event, but then at the end everything's restored and he's back on his Earth being Superman. So that's why, if they did show her, I would assume it's happening on a different Earth. But it's great. It's great.
It's Earth One.
Can't recommend it enough. And Jeff, I'm so happy for Jeff. And we talked after it already debuted. We talked on Wednesday, and he was telling me like all the post reviews have all been positive, and he hasn't gotten the green light yet. But he's like, it's looking really, really good for season 2, and it wouldn't surprise me because it's.
Yeah, I texted him and congratulated him, and texted back and forth with him on Monday. The show was great. I loved it. I was going to
text him, but I didn't have his number, so
I understand.
Write to me later, and I won't give it to you.
Okay,
exactly. Either will I.
Scoot, I think our viewers want to know what sort of treats are you consuming over there? I noticed you were popping something in there earlier.
I think it's
hydrochloroquine, actually. Yeah.
Every day.
I don't want the virus. So
I'm not going to wear a mask because I don't want to give the press the satisfaction of seeing me in a mask.
What?
Nice.
Started.
Wow.
Well, that's not what I was eating. That was just a message to you guys. But
Thanks.
Oh.
I have not watched Motherland Fort Salem.
I don't know. I don't even know what Motherland Fort Salem is.
Now it says ABC Spark. For a second with my eyes, I thought it said ABC Spank. And I'm like, oh, is that like a porn channel?
Yeah, I would watch that channel.
Exactly. Welcome to Nightline. We're going to be spanking a few reporters for you.
Your motherland.
Wow.
Your mama land.
Well,
I like it.
All right. Well, anybody else got anything else?
I'm done.
I think we're done. We're
All
done?
Right, that's fair.
We're done.
I almost fell asleep and was going to bail about 10 minutes ago, but Scoot woke me up talking about people not wearing masks, and it got me angry.
I know. Don't think I don't appreciate you falling asleep during my story, Johnny. Thanks a lot.
So then I go to this other aisle at Walmart.
Thanks.
No, go on. Do go on. It's most interesting.
Remember, if your mask breaks, shoelace.
Next time I had a part about trying to buy shoes. That would be really good. That would be exciting.
I'm gonna for the next pod. For the next pod, I'm gonna make a whole mask out of shoelaces. That's
for the next pod, we got to do ghost stories.
Oh yeah, you know what? We'll tell ghost stories on the next podcast.
Is that the long running gag now?
So, no, I'm not. Seriously, on the next one, we will talk about ghost stories, all of our ghost stories.
I don't believe it. And also, next time, let's start a half hour earlier so that, once again, Negan can kill more vampires at the beginning of the show.
Oh, it's awesome.
Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Next one, you're going to do get a better picture of me for the commercial. You're going to draw a new picture of me.
Are you kidding me? You know how long that intro? You know how long that intro took me to make? Forget about it.
4 hours. 4 hours.
4.5 hours.
I called you up and asked you if you had a picture, and you're like, "Oh, hold on, I'm all the way in Saskatchewan right now, and I can't send you the picture. After I drive home, after 8 hours, I'll send you one." I couldn't wait that long.
And literally, I sent it 40 minutes later, and you're like, "I don't need it."
That's because I had finished your part already.
I got one. How do I share my screen, Franco? My other screen.
I don't know. You
down at the bottom where it says share screen.
Yeah, I clicked on it and it shows up, but it's not flipping.
You gotta do the link. You gotta put the link in there.
Link.
No,
I don't know.
I just
you
say
just hit share screen, and it should pop up. It should pop up with something saying, "Do you want to share your screen or do you want to share an application?"
Yeah, StreamYard wants to share contents of your screen. I choose share, and then it doesn't change.
Frank was falling asleep. Yeah.
All right.
Because I picture Mike, I was going to share it, but
I got nothing for you.
I'm so sorry. I can't share my screen.
Yeah.
Oh dear, my friends. Oh.
Mario's got a point. He's got a point.
Very funny, Mario.
Super Mario.
All right. Well, it's been fun. I like the pink very much, Lois.
I like pink. Oh, I'm sorry, Scoop went away.
Oh, and he's back.
There he is.
All right.
I like pink very much, Lois.
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 I like Bazooka Joe very much, Lois.
I like shoelaces very much, Lois.
Can you tell me something? I really want to get 2 cheeseburgers, a lunch fry, and a big orange drink. Can you make it go, please? What's your name, sir?
How do you do the underwater effect now, Johnny?
I want to say I know Artie wasn't here. He had deadlines, so he couldn't come in tonight. But I wanted to say to you guys that honestly, it's 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back. Good night.
Only 1 hour. Oh yeah, there he is, Artie.
It's not even a different outro.
There's Franco. Dr. Zayas right there.
Oh, look at that picture. Jack, watch out.
Bunch of guys. Mike and/or Mike. Oh, yeah, podcast. The Johnny Show.
Oh, yeah.